Hi everyone. Today is going to be interesting because I'm going to talk about a particular combination in your horoscope, in your birth chart, which we call D1, Lagna chart. Now, how to go about your chart? Please watch my previous videos where I have shared how to cast your horoscope, okay, through a software, of course. So I have taught these basic things over there. So now when you have your horoscope in front of you, and if you have a particular placement of the planet Shani, Saturn, okay, so this particular placement, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of Desh, Kal, Patra, whatever your profession is, whatever your education level or your status in the society, your gender, irrespective of all these differences, you will find that if you choose a conventional option, if you choose a conventional career, if you choose a conventional life, something which everyone is doing, if you choose that, you will miserably fail at that. And I know I'm using a very bold statement. Okay, I'm not saying okay there is a possibility of this happening and there is a possibility of that happening. No, I'm giving you a very straight sutra, straight formula. If you have this particular combination or a placement of the planet Saturn in your chart, now this placement is a blessing as well as a curse. All right. Now I'll discuss both. Why do I call it a blessing and what is the curse part of it and how can you overcome it? Because when you overcome that curse, all right, it becomes the doors to the highest of blessings will open to you, unimaginably rewarded. This combination rewards you like no other combination. However, the curse part of it is you getting stuck in the social paradigms, in social approvals. And if you choose that path, if you are doing everything for the social approval of what people will think about you, or how the society perceives you, all right, if you get trapped into that, then it becomes a big time curse. All right, now what is that combination? The combination is when you have Saturn, try sharing something. This is your horoscope, the D1 chart. All right, this is the North Indian style. So if you have Saturn placed in the fifth house, so this is the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, and the fifth house, right? Whenever you are having Saturn in the fifth house, irrespective of the Rashi year, irrespective of the sign year, all right, irrespective of the nakshatra, irrespective of the sign year, if you have the planet sitting in this triangle, which is called as the fifth house, then the more you choose the unconventional ways of being, whether it is your profession, whether it is your marriage, your relationships, okay, whatever you do in life should not follow the path which many others are walking. Okay, now that does not mean I'm saying that you need to be a rebel. Okay, a rebellion without a cause is stupid. All right, so what I'm saying is you don't need to see here and there, left, right, what others are doing, from whom can I get my approval. You don't need to do that. If you do that, you fall into a big trap, a rabbit hole. And okay, now the fun part of it, the kind of society that we are growing up in, and the kind of teachings we have, the sanskaras that are put into us, it's very difficult, very difficult for someone to reject social approval completely for a long time. Okay, if you approach a conventional astrologer and if he or she sees this combination, Saturn in the fifth house, you know what that astrologer will say? You will say, look, you will have success late in life. Okay, you might have breakups, you might have heartbreaks, your relationships can go for a toss, and maybe in later part of your life, after you cross the age of 35, you will see success. Okay, but they don't know why this happens, what is the fundamental psychological reason behind this. So when you have Saturn, okay, now listen to this, this is extremely important. Whenever you have Saturn in the fifth house, you will take a hell amount of time to really recognize who you are. Why? Because society always bombards a lot of stuff upon us, the mainstream media, your parents, your teachers. They want you to have a particular streamlined life, a streamlined existence. Okay, grow up, be a doctor, engineer, an accountant, you know, and go for a job, work for these many years, marry, have kids. You know, this is the conventional path. Nothing wrong with that. If you follow that path, if your heart is into that, if you really feel that this is what you want to do, please go ahead. But if not, even if there is 0.0001% doubt in you that no, this is not something that who I am, okay, and with that doubt, if you follow the conventional routes, then it's a guarantee that you will fail. I know, again, these are bold statements, extreme statements, but believe me, Saturn fifth house is one of the most magical combinations. All right, you can utilize it to an unimaginable degree. You know, a lot of celebrities like Jim Morrison, or in the recent times Deepak Chopra. Okay, it's a classic case. Mr. Deepak Chopra, who is a conventional medical doctor by education, but look what he did in his life. He wrote books on consciousness, spirituality, and whatnot. You know, nothing actually to do anything with the traditional medicine profession. All right, but you can become a pioneer into something if you're able to really utilize this combination. Saturn fifth house. If you are able to utilize this combination, and what do I mean by utilizing? It's simply uh, acknowledging, and it's painful to acknowledge what, that the conventional wisdom is not made for you, the conventional path, the conventional routes to success, to life is not made for you, because if you tread on those roads, if you tread on those paths, you will not find yourself, you won't be happy, and you'll be frustrated all your life. Saturn fifth house is a combination of stress. You know, if you go to a local jyotish, he will say, Saturn fifth house, oh my god, you will be always in stress. Okay, you will have gut issues, your digestive system will not function properly. Yes, all of that is true, but you know why? Whenever we do not accept our identity, whenever we are not ready to accept who we are, if you're not ready to really acknowledge, you know, if you're not an accountant, you're not a doctor by heart, but you chose that profession and you are doing that work now, but every day your heart is breaking. Okay, every day your heart aches to do what you really want to do, but here you are treating people, giving medicines, or maybe constructing buildings. All right, whatever it is that you are, okay, you can be the best of the engineer. See, in the outside world, you you can be very successful in the conventional path. I'm not saying you will fail. Okay, like for example, you choose engineering, you can be a topper in engineering. Okay, you can get very good job, but every day, every minute of it will be hell for you if it's not coming from your own heart. All right, so you know this the new age thing that we all say, follow your heart, follow your heart. This statement is 110% true, or I should say 200% true, if you have Saturn in the fifth house. Now, what are the reasons? The reason is very simple. Astrology is extremely simple. Okay, Saturn in the fifth house is the house of sun. sun, Surya. Okay, conventionally, Saturn and Sun. Okay, Saturn is supposed to be the sun, Son, sun, child of Surya Dev. All right, and both have uh, tremendous and intense enmity between them. The Sun and Saturn are treated as enemies in classical Jyotish. So, what do you mean by that? What does these word really signify when I say this planet and that planet are enemies? Okay, so uh, the traditional Jyotishis or the pundits, they can scare the shit out of you. Okay, using these bookish stuff. But what does it really mean? The essence of it is when two planets or when a planet and a house, they are not in mutual friendship with each other, it simply means you should not do anything conventional related to that planet or related to that house. That's it. That's the only meaning. For example, one more example I can give you. If this is the seventh house, in the seventh house, if you have the planet Ketu, go to a traditional astrologer, go to a pandit. He will say, oh, you will get divorced. Oh, you will have hell of married life. Your married life will be really hell. Okay, your wife will die, your husband will die, there will be divorces, there will be separations. All of that is true, and all of that is also false. Why is that true? Because if you have Ketu in the seventh house, now seventh house has a particular energy. All right, Ketu has a particular energy and they are conflicting. So whenever you have conflicting energies, the simplest remedy, okay, listen to this can perhaps change your life. All right, whenever there is a conflicting energy seen in your chart, the only thing you have to do is do not follow the conventional wisdom there. That's it. So if you have Ketu in the seventh house, if you follow the conventional path of marriage, if you want a housewife and a husband, following the traditional path, we want these many kids, following everything which the society has termed to be as marriage. If you do that, your life will be screwed 110%. That's how planets behave. That's how the energies of the houses, signs, and planets are. So if you have Ketu in the seventh house, huge blessing and also a huge curse. Huge blessing is when you are ready to let go of your conventional ideas of relationships and marriage, and when you are ready to relate to someone in a very unconventional way. Now, the society might reject it, the society might judge you, okay? But then at the end of the day, they are not there when you are in depression, they are not there when you screw up your life. None of them is going to be around you. All right, it's your life, your decisions. Coming back to Saturn in the fifth house. So, whenever you have Saturn in the fifth house, there is a conflict of energy because fifth house is about Sun, Sun, the Surya Dev. Saturn is, it has a conflicting energy with Sun. That means anything related to the fifth house. Now, what is fifth house about? Fifth house is about education. Fifth house is about creativity. Fifth house is about your kids. Okay, so when you have Saturn in the fifth house, you'll also have a very unconventional karma associated with kids in general, not necessarily your children, but kids in general. You'll have a very unconventional way of expressing your creativity. Now, when you have Saturn in the fifth house, your childhood is generally extremely introvertish. Reason, again, going back to what I said, these people take a lot of time to adjust to what is happening out there in the society. All right, for example, child, a 10-year-old kid might enjoy listening to uh, the 70s and the 80s rock songs, or maybe the 60s Bollywood songs, Muhammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar type of songs. Okay, a 10-year-old kid with Saturn in the fifth house. But when he goes out, when he goes to his school, he's listening to people singing and dancing and enjoying the latest trendy songs, which he or she might not really relate to. All right. So this leads them to introversion. They understand that their choices or their way of experiencing life is very different. And especially if Saturn is also retrograde here, then that person will like the old stuff. Okay, some music which was created 50 years ago, that is what they will like to always think of, or they would like to sing, okay, or enjoy that kind of music. Just an example, all right. So this is the reason why it takes around 35 years of age for Saturn to really mature here. Okay, after the age of 35, this person generally is ready to acknowledge who he or she is all about, what is my core identity, and goes out into the world, expresses that identity, and the world is impressed, and the the success graph simply flies off from there. Okay, but they take hell amount of time to really acknowledge. Again, this is an ego game. All right, but we can't help it because that's how the society is structured. You need to follow the conventional path sometimes for a long time. But if you're brave enough, okay, and that is another problem with Saturn fifth house, they need someone to push them to get on the unconventional path. And here where the role of Jupiter or Guru comes into picture. So we also need to understand the other planets and other combinations, and will they receive support from uh, some the Guru principle. All right, all that needs to be seen. If that happens, these people are able to switch from the conventional thought process and from the conventional way of living into the way of living that they really want to live quite smoothly. Okay, so you need to also check where the Jupiter is placed. But all said and done, Saturn fifth house, extremely unconventional, untraditional, non-traditional combination. It's the combination of the pioneers, celebrities in every field who have done some pioneering work, rejecting everything what the society believes in and creating their own path. Tough. All right, it's tough. It's not an easy combination, but once they decide to really push through all that resistance and do what they really want to do, okay, and they also have one problem of, you know, uh, how the society sees them. Okay, what is how the society perceives them. They are not able to really finalize it for a long time. Okay, the same example, like you are trained as an engineer, but you might be very good at stock markets. Okay, or you could be very good at giving advices, life advices to people. You can be a very good life coach, but your formal training has been engineering, and this person is still you can call confused about his or her identity, and it takes time, efforts, guidance for that person to really recognize, okay, this is who I am. And the day this happens, the day this person recognizes, okay, now I can acknowledge this, I can come out with this and express myself freely. Okay, who I am, and express my way of, okay, my creativity is not conventional. I don't love and enjoy the conventional stuff, but this is what I love. Okay, this is what I really want to uh, give to the society, and those who are willing to receive it and those who also equally enjoy it may well receive it. So when this attitude and this energy is lived up to it, then these people become extremely, extremely, extremely successful. All right, this is how this combination works. I'm thinking of coming up with a series of placement of Saturns in different houses, because Saturn is a very, very important planet, something which can decide the course of your life. Okay, Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu, these planets, these grahas are extremely important in deciding the course of your life. And the dashas and the mahadashas of these planets sometimes can give you major breakthroughs, or also can bring the downfall of that particular of that person. All right, so that's it from my end. See you again very soon. Bye bye.